So, what teaching strategies did you find most effective during your lesson?
Um, I think definitely my countdown strategy for classroom management, of keeping kids on task, is really important. So getting them to move and getting in this places immediately, using short phrases and expectations, as well as the stickers for recognition of those who are actually meeting our goal for the day, which was cooperation and encouragement. So I think those three were really effective.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And what I'm understanding is, especially with the 10 count, the sticker praising, I definitely think that it led all into the creating a positive environment. Not only that you're the one who's creating the positive environment, but the students are also building it up as well by cheering and communicating their strategies. Um, how did you determine if these strategies were effective?
Well, I had the visual of first of just students, you know, the noise in the
Mm-hmm.
gym was yelling and positive and encouraging and woohoos and high fives
Yeah,
and, a lot of visual, a commotion, I guess,
yeah,
of working together. So,
yeah.
and I also saw kids actually, before we even started, part of the talking was them trying to come up with a strategy. And so them really working together to come up with the strategy between even each time we played. So that was really awesome to watch. So, and then we saw that on
The footage.
yeah, the
Yeah.
footage and also in
Yeah, through
the
the
document,
exit tickets
the
and
exit
the
ticket.
yes,
Yeah.
the T
So,
chart and the other data collection.
yeah.
Yes.
So, yeah, that was evident.
All right. So we're gonna pivot a little bit. We're gonna talk more about what your next steps is. CSTP 2.6 something you would like to continue to grow in?
So, I still think there's like areas that I think even in this type of lesson of getting kids to work together, because this time I let them choose their groups.
Mm-hmm.
But once you start assigning kids to groups, that kind of puts them to the next level. And so that's more challenging. So the
Mm.
next time I play this, I would actually create the groups myself and make sure that the best friends weren't always together. And that really is so challenging to get them to cooperate and work together and for me to keep things positive and going forward. But kids really need to be put in that uncomfortable
Mm-hmm.
environment, and it's way more challenging for a teacher
Mm-hmm.
and to maintain that cooperative environment and the encouragement. So for me in this lesson, the next challenge for me is to mix it up.
Mix it up. Yeah.
And so, and that's always a real hard one. So, and, but yeah, that would be, I still feel like there's levels of this, uh, CSTP to keep
Yes.
evolving
2.6.
to,
Yeah.
yeah, to
Yeah.
keep evolving with, yeah.
Yeah, and what I'm hearing you say is that you are willing to keep moving forward with your CSTP 2.6 growth. And now you've kind of done it a little bit, but now you want that extra challenge of
Yeah.
not, hey, you get to be with your buddies. Now we're tweaking it a little bit. You're not going to be with kids that you're familiar with and see if we can still get the same result in
Yeah.
cheering and
Right.
participation. So
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely help you out with that.
Okay.
I know that, oh, okay, let me go back a little bit. Besides CSTP 2.6 and maintaining and creating a positive learning environment and having kids be encouraging, is there any other places you would like to focus on?
Um, Classroom management's always can be I think the biggest struggle, especially as class sizes get bigger.
Mm-hmm.
So, coming up with strategies for bigger classes with more dynamic students.
Yes, okay.
Even, yeah, all the years teaching, it still is the number one challenge.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you there.
Yeah, so just being able to keep kids focused and on task and engaged, but with motivation. Not checking in and checking out day in and day out. So yeah.
Yeah. So what I understand is another area of focus would be your classroom management. You want to come up with strategies when there is a bigger class with more dynamic students, as you mentioned. And that is another thing that I think we can help you out with. I know there's a teacher here at our school who is really good with both maintaining and creating positive learning environments and her classroom management. Was that something you would like to do? And what I mean by that is, let me rephrase that. Let me start over. So, with your two areas of focus being creating and maintaining positive learning environments and classroom management, especially for the bigger and more dynamic classes, is there's a teacher at our school who I heard is really good at both those things. Would you like to go and observe them at some point?
Sure. Yeah, I'm always open to new strategies. Watching, learning from others is a great way, and trying to implement for sure.
Yeah, and I know this teacher's she's been here a long time. She's really good at it, and as you said, I do think it's nice to go and learn something new, because maybe you've been doing something similar, or maybe you see a couple tweaks, and then when you actually see that new strategy, oh, I know how to incorporate that into my class. Mm-hmm. So I can definitely help you get that set up. And another thing, at least with the classroom management, is I believe the school district is having a professional development which has a focus on classroom management. Would you be interested in attending this professional development?
Oh yeah. I think all education is good education. I think.
Yes, and with those two, me and you will still talk about how we can improve positive environment and the classroom management. And if you ever have any questions or concerns, I'm always here to help you grow. I'm your coach. It's not an evaluation. I think you already understand that, but just wanted to let you know that at no point am I here to objectively judge, but I'm always here to help out and give advice and see what I can do to grow both of us, me as a coach and you as a teacher. All right, that should be good for that one. And then we just have number 3. That one's nice and